Oh, look at that. We're live for another Joking Adventure Hour. This is Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. Hello to X Rumble and BitChute. Hello to Lurks and Bots. Hello to the chat. Hello to George.
Greetings, everybody.
We stream every night because the stories are real, but the news, they be fake.
Oh, yeah.
Before we jump in, be sure you get your copy of The Immortal Mass, a 200-page graphic novel on sale now at Dinales.com, CriticalBlast.com, and Amazon.com.
Yep.
All right, so this is from Variety. RoboCop is being rebooted once again, this time as a TV series for Amazon Prime Video. The streamer has given the show an 8-episode order. Ed Neumeyer, co-creator and co-writer of the original RoboCop film, will serve as an executive producer on this reboot series alongside James Wan and more. Per official logline, a giant tech conglomerate convinces the city to place a powerful robot on its police force, a robot implanted with the consciousness of a beloved fallen officer.
What?
You know,
that sounds suspiciously
Go ahead.
Familiar.
Yes. Hey, George. The irony doesn't fall from my eyes when I see this.
Oh, yeah? What is the irony that you perceive as?
A conglomerate convinces viewers to watch a reboot of a reboot of a reboot, resurrecting resurrecting a dead franchise and putting it back again.
I see where you're going with this, and yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, holy smokes. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Jeez. Now that I think about it, wow.
Trust syndrome, just in a jaw-dropping development, Japan, Britain, France, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands pledging support for securing the Strait of Hormuz, reversing their earlier refusal amidst the United States pressure. Well, that's pledging. Doesn't mean they're actually going to.
Yeah, it's like Amber Heard.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's just like Amber Heard. Yeah, I pledge. I pledge to give you millions and millions of dollars.
And how much actual money have you given?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
I pledged so many times to, fake charities.
Mm-hmm.
They love me long time.
They love me more times.
Yeah, until they can say, "Well, you're going to give us the money?" No. You don't understand. I just pledged you. I didn't say I was going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, how about giving it to us? Okay, sure. I'll give it to you if you audit. If we audit your accounting.
No.
Yeah. You know, if a billionaire, excuse me, if a trillionaire like Elon Musk says, "Hey, I'll give you all the money that you need," let's just audit you first.
Yeah. No. That's what he said multiple times. Yeah, I'm willing to offer it as long as I'm able to be transparent with all the costs and where the money is going.
Yep.
Guess what? I haven't heard back since.
It was quiet all the way.
Yeah, it's like telling a Marine recruiter you have asthma. They stop calling you for some reason.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, you know. Lips of TikTok. A group of kids reportedly broke into the Habitat for Humanity home in Virginia and completely destroyed it just days before a family was supposed to move in. The legacy media won't cover this because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Wait, that one home was for humanity?
Habitat for Humanity.
That's a small house for billions of people.
Yeah. You know, it was for a family that would need it.
Oh. Why couldn't they just move in? I mean, it's better. It's still better than where they were, I'm assuming. A little spit polish, it would be ready to go.
They didn't say they didn't move in. They said that it was destroyed before they moved in.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. But you know what they don't say?
What?
The group kids colors.
Oh, what? They were the bricks, the bloods, the pinkos. What were they?
I don't know.
The Hell's Angels. What
Mm,
were their colors?
I don't know. They don't say.
Were they the Blue Crips?
Maybe they were flying a black flag.
Okay, I got that. Oh, were the kids glowies?
You know what? Probably. Speaking of which, Fox News, Jasmine Crockett says the real reason so many people were rooting for Spain to win the World Cup in the final was because of the racist history surrounding Argentina.
What?
Yeah, let's hear this nonsense.
The World Cup that captured the imaginations of the entire world when they saw all of these people of color that was playing for all these teams. And ultimately, if you recall, the last two teams, it was Argentina and Spain. And it seemed like the vast majority of the world was rooting for Argentina, or actually against Argentina, right? And why was that? Just give me an explanation if you
You
could.
know, you can't even tell. You can't even tell which team they were rooting for. Your point has no merit, but let's finish this to the conclusion. Just like Nolan's Odyssey to the conclusion.
If you'll just let them finish the answer.
Spain had the best team. Maybe that's why they were rooting for them.
There you
go. What?
There's also a racist history that exists.
Mr. Byer, you're recognized.
Jeez. Man. Doge tipping in 2000 while on a honeymoon, Elon Musk was ousted as PayPal CEO in the Boer coup led by Peter Thiel. Clashes over tax branding and his grand X.com vision, and this is reign. Elon Musk called it a palace coup. I don't think it's a good idea to leave the office when there's major things underway that are causing people a great deal of stress. There was a lot of worry, and that caused management team to decide I was not the right person to run the company. Now Elon comes full circle with the final piece of X money, finally building everything app he dreamed of 2 decades ago.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, so, isn't it funny that he just took the long way around? It's like, yeah, with the money from X.com, now PayPal, he used it to buy Tesla. From the money of Tesla, he used to build SpaceX. And from the money from SpaceX, he was able to purchase Twitter and everything else.
What?
Yeah. Made them more powerful than they can imagine. It's basically like a Steve Jobs story, isn't it?
Yeah.
He builds the company, he gets ousted, he comes back stronger and better, and then he dies of a butt virus.
Yeah.
Financial dystopia. Uber drivers in Toronto are canceling an Uber after the passenger already inside and demanding cash. These drivers should be booted off the platform. Uber. This new scam is getting too frequently, Toronto. I travel for work 3 to 4 times a month from YYZ, and I always reserve a Uber comfort to and from the airport. I live close to Oshawa. Oshawa. Okay. Wait, Oshawa?
Oshawa. Yeah, Oshawa. Yeah, it's like Mississauga.
Mississauga?
Yeah, Mississauga.
Mississauga?
Yeah, Toronto, Mississauga, Oshawa. Yeah, it's part of the Oshawa tribes.
I see. Oshawa.
Yeah.
So that's usually an hour drive, depending on the time of day. It's common to have the driver asking for extra money in cash in the beginning of the trip, or asking how much Uber is paid and trying to negotiate, trying to give me their number so next time I can call them directly, etc. The typical stuff. The problem is it's a company expense, so I need the receipts. However, I'm recently noticing the same pattern repeat itself. The guy picks me up, starts some chit chat while we drive off the airport, then stops the car asking me to check my app to see if everything's okay. because he can't see the trip anymore. Once I check it, there's a notification of your driver cancels your trip. And there's another one arriving to pick me up. As soon as I mention it to the driver, they instantly go, oh, sir, no worries, sir. I'll drop you off, sir. And then ask for cash. Once I refuse, I have to walk back to the Uber pickup zone. As we were off the ramp already, to be fair, one of them dropped me back. Now, if it happens once, it would be a mistake, but it happens 3 times in the past 2 months, and I'm unsure how to avoid it. This is when you start calling customer support on Uber and saying, hey, these drivers been doing this.
Yeah, it's a nice business.
Yeah, it's a nice racket.
It's a really good business.
And you know what that person's going to hear when he does that?
What?
Oh, no, sorry, sir. That was a complete mistake, sir. If we want, I'll give you a 2-for-1 pass deals, a 30% off on your next trips. Would that be okay with you, sir?
No. It's going to be in French.
I can't do French.
And me neither. But we're going to have to deal with it.
All right, Reagan Battalion. Nicaragua dictator Daniel Ortega announced yesterday that his country will no longer hold election. Here's Bernie Sanders back a while ago celebrating his role in advising Ortega after he took power, praising the very socialist dictator who has now abolished election. Let's watch.
I think what I learned, one of the things that I think I learned on my trip, you know, as a socialist, the word socialism does not frighten me, and I think it's probably fair to say that the Nicaraguan government is primarily a socialist government. You may recall way back in, 1961, they invaded Cuba, and everybody was totally convinced that Castro was the worst guy in the world, that all the Cuban people were going to rise up in rebellion against Fidel Castro. They had forgot that he educated their kids, gave them health care, totally transformed the society. But just because Ronald Reagan...
Yeah, because he also took away the guns and any opposition he put in jail, hard prison.
Oh, no.
You know, he forgets a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and because, United States CIA also weakened the resistance, that they were kind of confusing, right for, taking.
Dislikes these people does not mean to say that the people in their own nations feel the same way.
How do you find the sincerity of Sandinista leaders?
I was impressed. I was impressed by Father Descoto because he is a very gentle, very loving man. Ortega is an impressive guy. Ernesto Cardenal is a funny-looking guy. He's gray hair.
So he's talking about all the socialist presidents who are no longer here except for Daniel Ortega, basically.
What?
Yeah. And he really does remind you of a hippie.
Did you have suggestions for them how they could organize their PR a little bit more effectively?
I think it's, yes. I mean, the point that
Look, that haircut, that militant haircut, you see the start, before it was that, half shave head nonsense. Yeah, yep. This lesbian haircut back in the day.
Try to make to many of the people that...
Which you aptly called out correctly, saying that's just a brainwashing tactic.
Yep.
I spoke to is they're getting killed in the American media. Mm-hmm. They just cannot compete. Reagan and his people are so sophisticated. They own the airwaves, of course. Reagan, the media, every time Reagan gives them a photo opportunity, thousands. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much for telling us another lie. The media, of course, is not allowed to ask sharp questions of the president. That's not allowed.
Which president is he talking about? Because the media is always asking sharp questions against Trump, aren't they? Are you talking about Obama? No, you're too young for that. You don't have the wrinkle, and you still have a lot of hair, and it's still not fully gray.
Oh no!
Is it Bush? No, I don't think it's Bush. Your complexion is still good. You still have that puffy youth glow, not the old man. My skin's going to slough off look.
Old man.
So it has to be Clinton. It has to be Clinton then.
A lot like you were.
Yeah. First one is Gap After Dark. Hello, all. Hello.
Greetings.
And he goes on TikTok, guys. TikTok. Tapping the clock. And then Blonde Golf Girl. We should give Bernie a free trip to Cuba and conveniently forget a return flight. Yeah, there's a perfect place for him in Cuba. There's a YMCA there as well. It's a little base called Gitmo. He should go and get more.
Yep.
And, my point to Ortega is they are not getting their message of what they are trying to do out to the American people. And there's just no question about that. And they just don't have that kind of sophistication to understand how to manipulate the media. As the White House has dozens of people who are trained. They are trained and well-paid people who are professional manipulators of the media. They have their contacts in CBS and NBC and ABC. That's what they're paid to do, and they do it very, very well.
Huh. Look at that. Socialist Bernie Sanders telling you that the media is compromised by CIA. What? Who would have thought?
Ortega is the president of a country of 3 million people. They have probably one television station. They have no sophistication. They have no knowledge as to when you call. They call press conferences that the media can't even use here in the United States because it's the wrong time. There's a whole science around this, which they're not aware of. They have contacts now they've hired a public relations firm in the United States, and they're trying to improve it. But the main point...
They have a public relations firm. Quote. That's just basically, the CIA front, dealing with this. George, any comments?
Yeah. The guy's roasting himself. He's doing a really good job.
Yeah. All right, Joe Lang, everything's coming full circle. So much of it is connected to the Clintons. Clinton was the president that was the president pushing motor voter laws across the nation to sign people up to vote when they apply for driver's license. Democrat states then started issuing driver's licenses to illegal. And here we are, almost 35 years later, a Democrat governor is publicly exposing it rather than face a possible federal charges after the coming midterm. Bill Clinton was a driving force behind the stealing election through illegal registrations. And today the media is focusing a lot on the origin of COVID-19, which was used to push nationwide mail-in ballots to steal the 2020 election. At what point are we going to be shown that Hillary herself is responsible for the COVID-19 outbreak? She's pulling Ozzy Osbourne.
What?
How the coronavirus really got started. I don't know. And this is a response to John Solomon. State motor vehicle system registered 6,600 non-citizens to vote. New Jersey Governor Sherrill says. Hey, the same, governor that said there's no irregularity, there's no illegals registered vote says, oopsie, there was a little mistake and we got 6,600 non-citizens registered to vote. Interesting.
What?
Yeah, interesting. Rapid Response 47, after meeting with President of Libyan, Joseph Aoun, who has done a remarkable job working to transform his country, I am hereby directing my administration to allow all U.S. airline carrier to fly directly to Libyan so Americans can easily visit this beautiful land. Hopefully other countries will do the same. Enjoy. Make Libyan Christian again. President Donald J. Trump. Because it used to be a Christian nation before, the Muslim decided to take over.
Yep.
Like they're doing right now with England.
Yep.
Eric, holy crap! Secretary of War Pete Hegseth just mic dropped every senator who put Ukraine aid before Americans. Let's listen.
American men and women, as opposed to Ukrainian men and women, is a higher priority for the United States Senate. So 5 supplementals that went to Ukraine, as good as that cause may be, why is that righteous to do? But funding troops in harm's way right now, given the threat and what they're undertaking, this is a partisan exercise. And so it's hypocrisy.
Mr.
And I appreciate
Secretary,
you pointing it out.
Real quick, Madam Secretary, question for you. When the Russia-Ukraine war started, we saw obviously costs go up around the world.
American men.
So that's the first silo. Nick Sorto continue on with more.
What's the status?
The nuclear sites under Midnight Hammer were obliterated, but Iranians foolishly continued to attempt to pursue nuclear capabilities, which is why we destroyed their defense industrial base and so many of the other capabilities to ensure they can't get to a nuclear weapon. So we're staying laser focused on the objective, and you're trying to make campaign commercials.
No, we're
and
not.
That's fine.
So what's the status?
What's the status? You gotta tell me, man.
Ed Bradley.
The war. The men and women are going to be able to do it, but they need to have leadership. When will you show leadership?
We have leadership.
When will you show
leadership? Why don't you
leadership?
show some leadership and stand up to your fellow Democrats who won't fund the troops, who stand and play partisan politics while you don't give us the money? You want to stand up here and talk about the troops? You won't show any political courage to actually fund our department because you have Trump derangement syndrome and can't actually commit to anything meaningful. So I put this on you, Senator.
Secretary Hegseth, you have trillions, you have over $1 trillion you're asking for the war. The men and women are going to be able to do it, but they need to have leadership. When will you show leadership? When will you show leadership?
Why don't you show some leadership and stand up to your fellow Democrats who won't fund the troops, who stand and play partisan politics while you don't give us the money? You want to stand up here and talk about the troops? You won't show any political courage to actually fund our department because you have Trump derangement syndrome and can't actually commit to anything meaningful. So I put this on you, Senator.
Secretary Hegseth, you have trillions, you have over $1 trillion you're asking for the war. The men and women are.
He got his ass handed to him. Moving on.
This is rebuilding our military from what was not funded in the past under the Biden administration. So this is from 2026, one big beautiful bill, which helped move the president's priorities like Golden Dome for America, move away from all the woke priorities of what the Biden administration was pursuing, give us a chance to start cutting these deals on munitions, all the things that the president wanted us to focus on: shipbuilding, hypersonics. I mean, the Biden administration ignored hypersonics. They just decided to pretend like that technology didn't exist and we shouldn't invest in it. There are things, I don't know what Lloyd Austin did for 4 years. I really don't.
Well, I'm sure
the amount of neglect, the amount of stale thinking and bureaucracy,
proceed if I might,
was staggering when we took over. So one big beautiful bill gave us a chance to get caught back up.
Let me interrupt your speech for a minute.
No, this is rebuilding our military from what was not funded in the past.
Any comments?
No. He can't roast this. It's like they walked into this.
Yeah.
They walked into it eyes wide open, and what did they think it was going to happen?
Yeah.
They ask a question and they get roasted. They ask another question, they get roasted some more. They ask another question and they get humiliated. They ask another question, and at this point, they just want the guy to shut up. I mean, why even have this farce of a meeting?
Because people
they're not going to get the sound bites they're looking for.
Yeah, there is sound bites, but like you said, not the one they're looking for.
Were our munitions,
the
inventories of those munitions,
these are not
and the capacity of our munitions industrial base sufficient for great power competition with near-peer adversaries like China prior to Operation Epic Fury? Secretary Hegseth?
Senator, as I laid out, because of the previous administration, funding shortfalls, munitions transferred to Ukraine and not replaced, and then ignoring threats, it built a lot of risk that requires this kind of investment. So you'd look at the $67 billion alongside the remainder for 1.5. That's the kind of generational investment that not just matches peer adversaries but far surpasses them, which I think is your expectation, having been to those ceremonies, which is mine, having been to them and going to them, is that we give everything possible to the warfighter that they deserve.
Were our munitions...
With your characterization of that,
I appreciate that, but you didn't ask me, but I want you to answer my question.
You didn't ask me if you didn't answer my question.
I know you don't agree with my characterization. I don't agree with yours either.
Well, one of the reasons I take issue with that characterization is something that Senator Durbin said when he talked about Ukraine and he talked about winning. And I appreciate as much as anybody winning a war. But I sit in front of a committee that wants to talk about winning a war that's been going on for 4 years and talks about strategic defeat of a conflict that's been going on for 4 months to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear bomb. I would hope for some perspective in this town. of the historic nature of what President Trump is undertaking. Do you want radical Islamists to have a nuclear bomb
I don't want to hear
stare
your
down the
speech
world?
because I have limited time.
I don't understand.
You can't answer my question.
I
and
don't
will
want a
move on to
speech.
my next question.
Speech.
Secretary Rollins, the timber.
Is not a substitute.
You're against these people. This is against Iranian people, 90 million people. Your hands are bloody of 17 Americans.
Oh, those are suicide empathy people?
Witness will suspend until order
Or
is
people in Minecraft?
restored in the
Yeah,
committee room.
many
I
things.
know that individuals feel
Pick up an aisle one. Pick up an aisle one.
Juan Goffgro, Hefsek should just challenge them to a push-up contest. He wins equals funding. They win. Who are we kidding? What are you talking about? Most of them will probably have a heart attack before they even get to the above the bar.
Or they will, Dianne Feinstein and anyone else while they wait for stuff to happen.
Exactly.
but we must have order in the hearing room so that we can proceed. We're now going to move forward with our hearing, and Secretary Hegseth, please proceed.
Thank you. The supplemental funding request is not a substitute for the president's full $1.5 trillion base budget request. $1.5 trillion.
Mr. Secretary, please suspend until order is restored in the hearing room. We will.
Wait, they suspended that one time?
One time.
One time.
Again, the timing clock, since you've been interrupted twice.
Stella!
Thank you.
Please proceed.
$1.5 trillion is what the president seeks and what we need to defend the country. The members of this committee understand better than most that long-term strategic dominance cannot be funded through one-off supplementals.
Oh my gosh, they had like a team in there?
Yeah.
We will have order in the hearing room. Mr. Secretary, please proceed.
Collectively,
Rum branch.
the budget proposals submitted under President Trump follow a simple logic.
My gosh, it was...
I would ask that the Capitol Police, whose professionalism I admire, remove those who are seeking to disrupt the hearing.
You know, at this point, they're going to have to say everybody in
President
the
Trump's following
hearing,
simple logic.
get
The military
out.
requires a generational investment to deliver on peace through strength.
There you go. Wowza. So, Don Luker, this man who allegedly was high as a kite, was spotted launching a cement brick in the air and just ended up crushing his own foot in a Looney Tunes way as he attempted to bust his neighbor's apartment door. From
Ooh.
And right now he doesn't feel it. He doesn't feel it, but once he's off that high, ooh, he's gonna feel it. Ooh, he's gonna feel it. You know, these AIs are getting better and better every day.
But like the Odyssey, the new one, is like so bad. It's kind of like when someone gets plastic surgery and it's a disaster and they just end up looking like a ghoulish freak, you know? Like additionally, I've been calling it the Tranosy, and I don't really care if they call it an epic because like, hello, it's obviously a dumpster fire. Like our eyes work and we see what's going on here. So yeah.
You know, there's going to be a day where we'll see a young James T. Kirk on the air again.
Wow.
Pine Market biohacker Brian Johnson revealed he created a newborn clone of himself in a petri dish will eventually be used to grow organs and repair his body. You know what I call this, George?
The ship of Theseus or something like that.
Theseus, yeah.
Theseus? No, not the Theseus ship. No, this is the what's his name again?
Odysseus?
No, this guy here, Brian something.
Brian Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. This is the Brian Theseus ship body thingy. Body banks.
You mean the ship of Brian Johnson?
You sound like that.
Yeah, Theseus is the name of the person who owned the ship. So the ship.
Okay. Let's put it this way: this guy's creating his own body banks.
Yes, but that wasn't where I was going to go.
Oh, okay. I was going to go with that. But,
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to go. Hey, George, this is a soft disclosure about, cloning yourself to harvest the organs. The island. Remember the island?
Oh, or Baron Kaza from the Micronauts.
Yeah, I mean, most people won't think of that unless you're a niche comic book reader, but most people will remember the island because it had Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Black Widow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, if this guy is saying he created a newborn clone of himself in a petri dish openly, right? Because human cloning is illegal, last time I checked, right?
Yep.
And that means that if he's saying this openly, that means that there's many other people who's been doing this for ages.
Yep.
Maybe that's why it's like some people come out weird,
Yep.
They're like weird.
Yep.
Like Futurama,
Oh, yep.
You leave them in the test too long, and the nose comes out weird.
Oh yeah.
Disclose.tv, UK's Prime Minister, new one, Andy Burnham, approves the use of British military bases by the US for defensive strikes against Iran.
Oh wow, gee, thanks for your permission, buddy.
Hey George.
Yeah.
The question is where's those military bases?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the military bases?
Mm-hmm.
What military bases are they approving? You don't know.
I have no idea what's going on, man.
Yeah, Blonde Golf Girl. Cloning for organs. Saw that movie, The Island. Well, there were several movies, but The Island's a little bit more, one of the more famous one. But yeah. Hey, George. What if the British military has military bases in Iran itself?
That'd be fucked up, man.
Well, it would make sense, because way back when, the British did have military bases in Iran.
What?
Yeah.
When?
Remember the whole Middle East conflict before the supposed overthrow of the what was it, the Shah? To the current regime, they had military bases there in Iran.
Okay, that's messed up.
Yeah. Oh wait! I now remember. They never said that those military bases went inactive.
They never said it.
They never said that. Hey, because of the regime, we have to close out those military bases. They never said it.
Okay, again, man, that's messed up.
So, the fact that Andy Burnham is approving use of British military bases, Against Iran? Because it makes you think complicit. Because if they have those military bases, why did they leave the regime intact?
Again, things that make.
Oh, wait, George, remember? It wasn't until last week that they finally declared the Iranian government as a terrorist organization.
What?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, wait a minute. They only did this last week?
Last week, they finally declared that Iran's government, the Islamic Republic of Iran, is a terrorist organization last week.
What the hell?
So that means that all these years, they didn't consider Iran as a terrorist organization.
Holy smokes!
So let's see. Let's make an accounting. Some. One, Iran had control of the Strait of Hormuz. Two, there were British military bases in Iran still functioning. Three, they didn't name Iran as a foreign terrorist organization until last week. Four, because of Iran's control of the Strait of Hormuz, the company Lloyd Insurance, which dealt with cargoes and all that stuff through the Strait of Hormuz, charged maximum premium for it, raking the money in the City of London.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
So, one could say,
one does not go to Mordor without going through London.
Exactly. Which means that the Eye of Sauron is London.
Ah, gee whiz, that just blows.
So, what it means is, then we have to recontextualize. If this, we're assuming, this is an assumption, this is a opinion, speculation, assumption. But if the pattern holds and it becomes true, then basically those military bases and military people that Trump has been bombing are indeed those British military bases.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, U.S. been fighting London, UK.
That's messed up, man.
Because remember what he's kept saying: the Iranian military has no navy, has no air force, has no.
Yeah. So how did they get around to doing this new wave of shenanigans?
Right. And then I kept saying, well, it has to be private military, companies, mercenaries doing the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that wouldn't be the amount for all that bombing to happen. But now that this says it, this military bases click in. And guess what? What's one of the things that we're going to do? We're going to bomb other locations of nuclear sites. What if those other nuclear sites aren't really Iranians, but British nuclear sites? Just installed in Iran.
That's messed up.
To cause a tension of war situation.
That's really messed up.
Yeah. Huh. Well, either way, we're gonna find out one way or the other. Who our allies are and who are
get you.
Exactly, one way or another. This is probably made of the CIA in one way or another. Gunter Eagleman, Trump declassified more 2020 election bombshell. President Trump just dropped a declassified national intelligence assessment proving foreign actors, Russia, China, and Iran, were actively trying to interfere in the 2020 election. China wanted Trump defeated. Russia was pushing all narrative, all aimed at undermining our democracy and swaying voters. All right. Yeah, by the threats to the 2020 federal elections. The key takeaway. Scope. This is a downgraded version of a paper originally published on August 19, 2020, and includes information current of that date. This paper updates the NICM 2020 32, redacted, and the NICM 2020 033, redacted, which also addresses China's broader influence efforts. This paper does not make assessment about the impact of those efforts on the U.S. It also does not discuss efforts that the intelligence community cannot attribute to foreign actors because we were diluting it.
Wow.
Let's see. Blind Godfrow, UK hasn't had any president in Iran since WW2. They have one permanent Cyprus, 500 miles away, for regional monitoring. Are you really going to believe that they don't have a military base, active in Iran when they lie, when government lies to you? Officially, they have no military bases. Just like officially, Donald Trump doesn't eat one McDonald's and one Coke every day.
Yeah. Okay. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. Shoot, there it goes again.
It happens.
It happens, Weird glitch when I'm on point. When I'm on point. Let me continue on. Ahead of the 2020 U.S. election, foreign state will continue to use covert and overt influence measure in their attempt to sway U.S. voters' preferences and perspective. But the U.S. are smart. They know they have to vote for me, Trump, but they know that there's a lot of stupid people to vote for President Autopen. Shift U.S. policy and increase discourse in the United States, and undermine the American people's confidence in our great democratic process. Redacted. The foreign states and other actors may seek to compromise our election infrastructure for a range of possible purposes, such as interference with the voting process, stealing sensitive data, or calling into question the validity of the election results. We judge that China, Russia, Iran, as well as many non-state actors, have the capability to conduct such activity, although it would be difficult for them to manipulate the voting process at scale and without detection. We are primarily concerned about the ongoing and potential influence activity by China, Russia, and Iran. Redacted. We assess that China will be using range of measure primarily to denigrate former Vice President Biden and what it sees as anti-Russia establishment. For example, is directing or encouraging proxies to spread claims about Vice President Biden. Some Kremlin-linked actors are also seeking to boost President Trump's candidacy on social media. More broadly, Moscow's effort seeks to amplify social discord in the U.S. and undermine Washington's global standing. Redacted. We assess that China prefers that President Trump be defeated. In the past few months, it has stepped up public rhetoric criticizing his administration, which it recognized may affect the election. Although blank Beijing did not intend to try to affect the election, redacted online influence in collecting. Yeah. I don't know.
Something's fishy.
Blind Golf Girl, UK couldn't stop Putin from crossing the English Channel. Do you really think their base could stand against the IRGC? There's no IRGC. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a proxy state.
You know how Putin can end the war with the EU.
Mm-hmm.
and come away with a shitload of money?
You mean like what he's doing right now?
No. All he has to do is go to the energy resource starving countries.
Yeah.
And say, "Hey, guy, hey, Germany, I'm going to sell you, what you need at 50% off. All you have to do is fuck off.
No.
Hey, London. Hey,
Yep.
I'm going to sell you energy at 50% off. All you're going to do is just fuck off. Hey, hold on a sec. Hey, France, I know you need energy because you begged Biden for it, and you still haven't gotten it.
Yep.
I will sell it to you for 50% off. You just have to fuck right off.
Hey, George.
I'm telling you, they'll cave. They'll cave like cheap sticks.
Hey, George.
Go ahead.
What if all those countries are the U.S. enemies, and when Trump talked to Putin and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, he says, "I want you to starve them, and they're gonna buy twice the price premium of our oils." In return,
oh my gosh, you just made a good point.
Yeah.
That's an old thing I was told. Way back, like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I told this many times on stream, but I'll say it again here.
Yeah.
Or a friend of mine said, "George, what's wrong?" I go, "Well, this client's a real asshole, right? I really don't want to do the job, but just being a real asshole."
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Okay, well, why don't you just charge him fuck off money?"
Yeah.
I go, what are you talking about? He goes, how much is this job going to cost to do? How much you going to charge him? And I'm just using an example. What is it? I don't remember the actual price. Okay.
Right.
So I said something like $100. He goes, okay, then charge him $500. I go, why would I charge so much? He goes, that's a fuck off number. They're either going to take it, you're going to do the job, and you're going to walk away with a shitload of money, or they're just going to fuck off. And either way, you got peace of mind, or you're walking away with a lot of money from them. I go, holy shit. He goes, yeah, do it. So I did. Now here, Trump is doing basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, fuck off, or pay a lot of money.
Right. And then guess what? He would have to reciprocate that to Russia and say, okay, if we're going to, not sell oil to these countries that are starving, what are we going to do? Hey, you have a cell. We're going to connect the lands together, and we're going to buy a lot of Russian stuff in the future.
There's a flip side to this,
and
that is, if you look at all this stuff from the perspective of, say, Australia, everything will look like upside down.
Yeah, it'll look like a duck chasing itself.
Yes.
Fox News. So Fox News is onto this. New Jersey Governor.
Oh no, Fox News is onto it. Oh no.
Yeah, yes. You know it's bad when Fox News is finally, willing to talk about it.
Yeah.
Mickey Sherrill says a software glitch in the state's motor vehicle system mistakenly registered about 6,600 non-U.S. citizens to vote when they apply for the driver's license or state ID cards. According to the governor, the applicant correctly indicated they were not U.S. citizens, but the system incorrectly recorded them as citizen. She says the error occurred under the previous administration of Governor Phil Murphy, and that some of those mistakenly registered cast ballots. So, how many people under the previous administration register to vote that were non-citizen? Because they said no non-citizens can't vote in our elections, and here we are, non-citizens voting in our election, and even cast ballots.
Oh wow!
Looks like this. Looks like she's like realizing Trump means business, and if they catch them, because he has control of the intelligence community now, thanks to his hatchet man who's firing people. Because remember, hey, what happened to Bill Pulley? Why is nobody talking about Bill Pulley anymore? Oh yeah, he's busy firing all the people who drag their feet.
Wow.
He's hatching right now. EXX alert. Alert. Garbage truck worker sent to the hospital after the oxygen tanks exploded in the trash bin in Wisconsin. The Milwaukee Department of Public Works worker was sent to the hospital with an eye injury and concussion when improperly disposed oxygen tanks exploded. The official says the tanks exploded when the truck was compacting the trash. The DPW Sanitation Service Manager, Rick Meyer, said one of the pieces of shrapnel was lodged into his eye. They were able to remove that. We were very fortunate he was wearing his safety glasses, which was something that we trained everyone to do. Well, he still lost his eye, but I guess, that's a consolation. Milwaukee's police are investigating as the improper disposal of pressurized canister can't result in a fine up to $5,000. Yeah, charge the guy $5,000 for the guy being, concussed, in pain, and boom, and loss of his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's kind of serious right there. Hormuz letter breaking. Trump announces the U.S. will hit Iran's Pickaxe Mountain nuclear facility pretty soon heavily, adding there's nothing they can do about it, indicating he will use nuclear earth-penetrating bunker buster, as these are the only weapons that can properly destroy pure granite mountain fortification at the depth of up to 145 meters.
Oh.
Yeah, James Weasel fake news. Even a bunker buster news can't get that far, and the fallout would be immense.
Wow.
You don't know the power of what technology we have at our disposal. And most likely he already done it, because if he's talking about it, it's already been done. Because, we'll never let our enemy know when we're going to hit them, and hit them we will. So if he's talking about that, that means he already done it. Linda, well, better late than never, I guess. The Star Tribune reported that the Somalis robbing taxpayer blind in this front page article from 26 years ago. Somalia has been sending as much as $4 million a month of taxpayer hard-earned money to their homeland, diverted through other countries. Our government knew about this since various three-letter agency investigated 26 years ago. Sunday, November 19, 2020. Somali funneled millions to the East African. Minnesota immigrants have supported relatives left behind, but the U.S. agency are investigating whether some money fueled clan wars. Hey, George, you know why that November 19, 2000 date is so important?
Why?
Because that's when the show was happening. And you know what show was happening? It was the show about the hanging chads in Florida. The one, about, hey, man, who's going to be president?
Mm-hmm.
And all that stuff. The whole election things with Al Gore, I believe. Yeah. Disclose.tv. Trump on war with Iran. They want to desperately meet. Until they're ready to meet in a meaningful way, we have no interest.
Wow.
Yep. Because it's not Iran. Iran doesn't have anything. Secretary Mark Rubio. Trump administration and the international community will not stand as the Murillo Ortega's dictatorship deepens the repression at home and manufacture instability that threatens the U.S. national security. Ortega pledged to abolish the election in Nicaragua proves his cowardice and fear of the Nicaraguan people's will. Huh. You know, the only reason why he's doing that is because most likely the help that he was receiving, President Ortega, to maintain his people repressed and in control, has dried up.
Oh no, didn't dry.
Yeah, he's dry. Hey, Polymark, Justin, Arkansas's mayor brother identified as the winner of the, let's see, 0,000 million, $1.8 billion Powerball jackpot.
Whoa! Wait, what? What? Run that by me again. Who's this new my best friend?
It doesn't say, just the Arkansas's mayor's brother.
The fix is in. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
You know who also lives in Arkansas?
The FBI, the CIA, Mossad.
No. Clintons.
Yeah.
I wonder if they need money. I wonder if that brother's going to be like, "Hey guys, here's a donation because I have so much money." You know?
God, yeah.
Yeah, because his brother's in politics, and if he friends with the Clintons, you know how Clintons leave friends hanging. It's not a good thing. Eric, Treasurer Secretary Scott Bassett just revealed that the Biden HHS fired dozens of staff responsible for blocking fraud. They de facto legalized fraud by doing this. Biden administration HHS got rid of about 50 or 60 of the people who were in charge of monitoring fraud. And what's important here is that we're going to stop the money from going out. So once the money gets out, trying to retrieve it is very, very difficult. So stopping at the source here is our goal. And there's hundreds of billions of dollars here. And this is the start. And we're off to a great start. So, hey, have you noticed less protesters around the world's been happening? Less talk about, climate change has been happening. Let's talk about all the bullshit that we've been dealing with the last 10 to 20 years been going away. Just an observation.
Just an observation. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, remember this? This is from Mays. December 2016, President Obama, during an hour-long press conference, used to get the Russian hoax rolling. He said that he hopes Trump is concerned about foreign interference in future election. Only Russia, though. CNN couldn't even cover Trump talking about China.
The Russians were responsible for hacking the DNC, and that as a consequence, it is important for us to review all elements of that and make sure that we are preventing that kind of interference through cyber attacks in the future. That should be a bipartisan issue. That shouldn't be a partisan issue. And
so wouldn't this just mean that our elections are vulnerable and, it's not safe and secure? Yeah, if you think about it, he just admitted that the elections are not safe and secure.
Wow. I mean,
wow. My hope.
But it went over people's heads, the whole country.
Oh, wow. Holy smokes.
The whole country.
Oh, my gosh. This is insane.
I mean, he just admitted the U.S. elections are not safe and secure.
Is that the president-elect is going to similarly be concerned with making sure that we don't have potential foreign influence in our election process.
See? He just admitted our election is insecure.
Holy smokes.
It just went to everybody's head at that time.
Oh my gosh, this is nuts.
December 2016 press conference. So it isn't just President Trump, it's President Obama. Obama said it, not I. He said that the president-elect should be worried about election interference. Who is the president-elect after Obama? That would be me, Donald J. Trump, which I was. And I sent in a task force, and then I sent another task force, and then I lost the election because it was stolen from me at a 4 o'clock drop where 4 states had to shut down the election to cheat like hell because the American people was beating their asses hard. That they had to shut down the election at 4 a.m. And then everybody wakes up with Biden or President Otto Penn, winning. With a straight line, Remember the graph with the straight line?
Yeah.
Makes an F?
Yeah.
Come on, people. Oh no, those were the ballots that wasn't counted. Listen, when Florida, who has a big population, is ever to complete it by 8, 9, 10 o'clock by the latest, because we do have 2 time zones.
That's messed up, man.
That's
messed up.
That there's no excuses why another state has to do, a month marathon.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, like, holy smokes.
Yeah. But, I'm not going to say Florida's elections are perfect because we did find out that our election information is compromised.
Chad.
Chad. The hanging Chads.
Yeah. Let's go hang out with Chad.
Yeah. Blame Canada. In this case, it literally is blame Canada.
The more Trump releases all these disclosures or declassifies the stuff, the more I'm of the opinion that you guys are corrupt.
Yeah. At all stages of our government, we're corrupt.
Oh. You know what that means? I don't know. I don't know what that means, but you know what that means?
It means that, we're going to have to kind of dust off our hands. And, when the dad gets angry when the kids are shouting too much and he's just watch the football, drink beer, and chill out. But the kids won't shut up, so he has to stand up and take care of business.
Yep.
Or we're right at that edge. That right at the edge, if one more kid yells one more thing, that right moment before he snaps. We're right there. We're in that in between state where the electron is firing, and if that kid says one more bullshit thing, he's gonna snap, and he's gonna take care of business.
Yep.
John Solomon, Michigan appeal court reverses 2 more convictions tied to the Whitmer kidnapping plots.
Wait a minute, I thought this was done, man.
No, it keeps going. Basically, they're reversing those decisions. These guys are not guilty because they were working to uncover a plot, so they can't be arrested for uncovering being part of a kidnapping plot to undo the kidnapping plot because they were undercover.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a really good one. They were undercover.
They were undercover.
Undercover.
Dustin writes, Elon Musk just spent $17 billion to make every cell tower on Earth a relic. Elon, it will allow SpaceX to deliver high broadband connectivity with directly from satellites to phone, not through towers, not through cables, not through any infrastructure on the ground, directly from orbit to the phone in your pocket. For over a century, connectivity followed the same blueprint. Build a tower, run a cable, expand the network one piece of ground at a time. The coverage went where the money was, where the population density justified the investment. Everywhere else got silence. 4 billion people still don't have reliable internet. Not because technology doesn't exist, because no one could justify building a tower where they live. Connectivity was never a technology problem, it was a geographic problem disguised as one. Elon Musk, the phones that are able to use spectrum that was acquired probably start shipping in around 2 years. 2 years, and then the phone in your hand connects straight to space. No tower required, no carrier infrastructure between you and the signal. The entire telecom industry was built on one assumption, and that connectivity requires ground infrastructure. Every carrier, every contract, every coverage map, all products of assumption. Starlink just bypassed that from orbit. And from orbit, every point on Earth is equal distance.
Boom.
The word remote only exists because the connectivity was built from the ground up. From space, there is no remote, there is no coverage app, and there is no place on Earth harder to reach than any other. The ground decides who gets connected based on what they are. The sky doesn't know the difference. Human potential was always distributed evenly across the planet. Access to the information never was. The gap between those two facts is the greatest waste in human history. We spent a century deciding who deserved access to information based on where they happen to be born. Trump made that question obsolete from 550 kilometers above the answer. So in 2 years, George, basically, we're going to see a lot of layoffs in the phone industry, because why do I need to pay cable for your product, you charging so much, if I can just connect above with Elon Starlink?
No. That's not what's going to happen. In 2 years from now, every carrier is going to be charging you not high prices.
Right. That's where I was going to go with, but you jumped.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's like the customer saying, "What are you going to offer me if I can just bypass you and just connect to space Starlinks?" And like
you know what,
said,
if the carriers are smart,
yeah,
what they will do is they'll make a deal with Elon. Say, hey, buddy, we'd like to have our service on your network, and we'll just buy it in bulk, and we'll charge customers Starlink's access at a reduced rate.
Right.
That's
remember,
that's going to happen. That will happen.
And remember, Elon is looking to purchase T-Mobile.
Yeah.
New York Post, drivers keep using the buckling storm-damaged bridge because it's faster than the detour. Which is the state of our country. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah. We're going to keep using this bridge that's obviously broken and might, fall into the water, but, I may not be the one who does it. It's a game of a chance. Are you feeling lucky?
Wow. I mean, like, holy smokes.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess it's hilarious. So this is drivers in a Greek region that are continuing to drive over a buckling bridge damaged by storm rather than taking detour because it saves time. Motorists navigates the clump Pyrgos Bridge just to avoid taking a detour that adds another 19 miles to the journey, the Greek outlet Sky reports. The bridge is located above the Pineos River and connects villages of Paipriogos and Alexandria in Larissa, but it has been buckling for around 3 years because of the effect of Storm Daniel. So this bridge has been broken for 3 years, and they haven't repaired it yet.
Holy smokes.
Not today. Well, Fox News Politics. The Supreme Court just agreed to hear the case of an 82-year-old Alaskan man whose $95,000 plane was seized by the state over a single six-pack of beer.
What?
Yeah. Kenneth Jope was running a one-man air taxi service out of Fairbanks in 2012 when the state trooper found alcohol in his 1969 Cessna. He was preparing to fly a customer. Cessna. He was preparing to fly a customer and her grocery to Beaver, a remote village that bans alcohol possession. The conviction, a misdemeanor for alcohol importation. The penalty, total forfeiture of his plane. Now the nation's now the nation's highest court will decide whether that seizure violated the Eighth Amendment ban on excessive fine, a ruling that could reshape civil asset forfeiture across the country. So this is actually an important thing because this will move forward about other people and their possessions. Because the Eighth Amendment says you can't do excessive fining or punishment kind of deal.
Wow.
The Rixler. Charlie Sheen says the government secretly allow illegal elite escort rings to operate entirely unchecked as long as the Treasury Department gets their VIP cut of the profit. Heidi Flesh didn't go to prison because she sent me girls. She went to prison because she didn't pay the taxes on the money she made from sending those girls. They didn't care about this misbehavior nonsense. They care about, this was the Treasury Department's shit, I have no ill will because she didn't do really do any she did nothing wrong to me. Just saying the facts. So all these escorts rings are called honeypots. Honeypots. That's how they tag you.
Mm-hmm.
They usually send, hey, you're an upright, standing politician. What's your preference? Men, girl, between? We know your secret. You can't be here without, dirtying you up a bit. Remember when Mike Pence, yes, I know Mike Pence, most people don't like him, but remember when he says, I don't go anywhere with my wife.
Yep, smart guy.
That's the reason why, not just because he's like, I love my wife, but because my wife is also a body shield for me. Iya Jacobi. Breaking: Vance Jones says his phone has been blowing up after warning the socialist takeover of the Democratic Party. Governors, senators, members of Congress from both parties thanking me for saying what everyone's been saying behind the scenes. Oh, yeah? Well, why aren't you saying the names of those governors, senators, and members of Congress from both parties?
Dun, 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 dun,
because
dun,
it's a talking
dun,
point and you're full of shit.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
New
New York Post. Treasury stopped nearly $100 million in taxpayer monies from going to dead people.
I see dead people.
Yeah, all the time. Moving on. Colonel Tom Watkins, logical person. Why didn't anyone in the CBP sound an alarm? Why are almost a decade past this breaking news, and it takes Rand Paul releasing a document to tell us about this, The federal government that we are extorted to pay under penalty of going to prison is responsible for destroying our country, locking everyone down, and terrorizing us. Just the news, FBI interfered with an investigation by Custom and Border Protection that would have delved into the Wuhan lab leak theory. Because, when you cover enough, you commit a crime, and when you continue to do it, you commit more crimes. Duh. Right? Duh.
Yep.
All right, sudden and unexpected. 50 years later, the CDC admits that polio vaccine was tainted with the SV40, a cancer-causing virus from monkey cells. Up to 30 million Americans receive it. Coincidentally, cancer rate exploded in the following decades. But today's vaccine, totally safe, they promise. The pattern is clear. The number of people exposed worldwide is unknown, but likely tens of millions.
Yep.
So the Center for Disease and Control Prevention, from their actual website. Cancer, simian virus 40, SV40, and polio vaccine fact sheets. The SV40 is a virus found in some species of monkey. It was discovered in 1960, soon after the virus was found in polio vaccine. More than 98 million Americans received one or more doses of polio vaccine from 1955 to 1963, when a proportion of vaccine was contaminated with the SV40. It has been estimated that 10 to 30 million Americans could have received an S40 contaminated dose of vaccine. The S40 virus has been found in certain types of cancer in humans, but it's not been determined that the S40 causes these cancer. Majority of scientific evidence suggests that the S40 contaminated vaccine did not cause cancer. However, some research resulting or conflicting, and more studies are needed. Polio vaccines are being used today do not contain the S40. All current evidence indicates that the polio vaccines have been free of S40 since 1963. Yeah, like I feel, safe and secure with their nonsense.
Yep.
But I'm just reading it from the Centers of Disease and Disease Control and Prevention's website.
Yep.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not suggesting anything. Talk to your doctor for more or read the labels.
Yep.
Polymark, IRS is to take out a cut of Spain's $50 million World Cup prize through taxes on the tournament income earned in the U.S.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what Polymark's saying. Reader added content. The prize is awarded to the RFEF, and with FIFA and National Association likely securing U.S. Tax exemption. Players are taxed in Spain as employment income, and any U.S. source taxes can be mitigated through tax treaties and credited against their home country taxes. In normal circumstances, I don't think that's going to happen, especially when Trump is mad with Spain. So yeah, CRS is going to take a big chunk of that $50 million winnings. Or not, doesn't matter. Brian Cates, I've been telling people for years that Trump's true opposition that's really stopping harm and delaying the American First agenda is not the Democrat. It's those good old boys, country club, chamber of commerce, GOP, uniparty shitheads. Wow, Brian, tell us how you really feel about the GOP. They have to be more clever about how they go about stopping Trump's America First agenda. The Democrats can just let it hang out how they're trying to stop him. Those good old boys, country club, chamber of commerce, GOP, uniparty shitheads have to walk a tightrope in preventing to be conservative and pretending to serve their conservative constituency while protecting their financial interests.
Just the good old boys. Mm-hmm. Never meaning no harm.
The good news is that most of these shitheads who's been taking the sweet, sweet foreign cash under the table to represent the foreign farm corporation, labor, and governmental interests without filing a FARA form as foreign agents are about to be exposed and removed from their public offices. Ain't life grand? Well, we'll see it when it happens, we'll be the first to congratulate you on calling it out, Brian. Leading report, a large group of House Republicans are backing legislation that would grant legal status to illegal immigrant farm workers who were present in the U.S. as of May 31st, 2026. Yeah, the Uniparty is starting to show its ugly face. They're starting to feel the pinch, as one would say. And then last but not least, Nick Swartz, breaking the U.S. Appeal of Court for D.C. has denied Joe Biden's emergency request to block the release of his 5-hour interview with special counsel Hur in 203, I guess it's 2023, by a vote of 2-1. It's going to be damning for those who said Biden was mentally fit for office. A 4-minute snippet has already been released by Axios in 2015, showing Biden struggling to remember what year he was vice president and when his son Beau died. Great job to It's Your Government for making this happen. SCOTUS is now Biden's last hope. Release the whole tape. You know what? They shouldn't release the whole tape. They should put that on Audible and everybody can hear it and buy it. Because that'll probably be what his book is.
At this point, I say let the president just, sail off into the sunset, so to speak.
Well,
we know he wasn't competent. So, from perception, right? Perception that he wasn't competent.
Mm-hmm.
So the question I have for you is, and everybody else who's listening to this, the millions of people who's watching this show, do you go after and ridicule the person who apparently is not, well in the head, or do you go after the people that placed him in the position? I'd say go after the people that placed him in the position. That's how you make a meaningful something. You don't go after the baby. You go after the parents.
Interesting.
Why would you go after the baby? The baby doesn't know any better.
All right. And with that, we are done for tonight. Thank you to Lurkers and Bots. Thank you to Chat. Thank you to Blonde Goth Girl. And thank you to Gap After Dark. George, what's your final thoughts?
Yep.
All right. Catch us tomorrow for more, because more news is on its way.
Yay.
Till then, bye.
I believe that together we can make America great again. I believe that together we can make America